CalazCon is a show about war, obsession, colonialist occupation, and the many forms of violence those inflict. See the description for content warnings specific to this episode.
From the chaos of CalazCon arose PizZA, a ramshackle wetwork squad who has somehow managed to rack up some wins while keeping their cover as a pizza delivery/restaurant. Needs is carrying some experimental piece of Evangelion tech, and the far upstate wants it.
Could we do some sort of tight beam broadcast just to him?
You know, it's the most tight beam of all, is opening his mech.
Who would get assassinated eating some french fries and a soda?
So, this guy's just getting a complimentary pizza for winning our cosplay competition, right?
Dorian, I'm going to need you to give me a fortune roll to see how good you are at making this pizza.
Real quick. All right.
I mean, you could convince this guy to still, come out himself.
We've got to take a promotional photo with you.
Yeah, sir, can we just get you to sign this real quick, just proof of receipt?
Yeah, tell him there's a promotional photo.
I think this is going to be a process to convince this guy. What I'm going to do is I am going to drop a 8-step clock. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to respect the fiction of you all having already done a great success here. And I'm going to go ahead and mark 3 of these ticks off. So 3 of these are already done. I'm just going to scratch these out. So you have 5 steps remaining in this clock to convince this guy to get outside. What do y'all do?
Sir, but before we can drop off the pizza, we do need you to come down and sign it. Bit of promotional material as well, but also
sign the pizza.
Sign the receipt for the pizza.
Oh,
to say,
I thought you were saying I had to sign a pizza, which is ridiculous. No one's ever signed a pizza before.
No, that's actually a upgrade deluxe option that between you and me, the people putting this together decided that wasn't important enough for them.
Oh, how dare they?
Yeah. It's disrespectful, really. I mean, good show. But yeah, if you can come down here real quick just to sign off, and we'll also be able to catch a discrete photo for promotional material. You'll be able to get your poster on the newsletter. It'll get put on the front page of CalazCon.
The front page of CalazCon?
Yeah.
think my overlay has again busted, which is super cool. It keeps on resetting these. Okay, I just had to hard reset it. So we got that great speech from Dorian, but you're gonna have to roll for that one, I think. This is again a sway because you are lying.
Okay.
You're still in a controlled situation because you've only gotten 6s so far. So everything's going smoothly. Is anybody else wanting to help? Do you want to push yourself? Do you want to hear another devil's bargain?
I'm always down for a devil's bargain, a collateral die, gambit, whatever I need.
Yeah. The collateral die here is that person who saw you earlier is going to basically get more interested by the fact that you have, at this point, gotten this mech just sort of laying down in front of you, basically. Which is a very weird thing. And the mechanical piece here is that I will start another clock, this one 6 steps.
Ooh.
And this is a bad clock, to be clear. This is a clock you don't want to have finishing.
Then I might just push myself instead.
Okay. Take 2 stress.
I can attempt to assist again as well.
Sure.
Yeah.
What does Laren getting a hand on the metaphorical ball here look like?
Well, let's see. Dorian is already doing all of the talking and has kind of already explained the gambit here.
Right.
Let's see.
You've got the sparkler, right?
Yeah.
Did the sparkler, go out and you have to light another one?
Sure.
That's really funny.
Okay. I mean,
Just have you overheard on the mic, hey, listen, I only got one more of these.
Yeah. Can we hurry this up?
Sure, I'll take that. Take another stress, Laren. And then, Dorian, you've got 3 dice. You got controlled standard right now. Do you want to push that to risky great?
Oh, always.
Okay. Risky great?
Just wait till we get into risky, then it's always desperate for me.
Perfect.
Mhm.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Wow. 6.
Oh, God. Haven't you used my spark
Got
yet? I'll
another
take the
one.
6. Yeah.
This is
You love to see
ridiculous.
it.
You're not even going to get any, nobody's getting any stress. Nobody's getting any harm. It's just going to speed run this job.
Beam Saber's
We're
easy,
slowly
guys.
working our way up.
Yeah,
It's like
what?
I always say, just roll 6s. You will never run
Yeah.
into a problem.
Jesus Christ. Okay. Well, this works perfectly. Obviously, you get an additional 3 ticks in this. Azara, in Like a Fox, you also have a good view of the screen. What is happening as they're having this continued negotiation?
I think it's like a continuation of the storm cloud scene, and I think it's those 2 people. Azara, despite sort of not looking like this externally, is actually quite invested in the story of this.
Okay, perfect.
Can't help to be like, God, this is actually pretty good. And so it's these 2 people who are they're sort of running away. There's like a storm. They're trapped in a really terrible rainstorm, and they're running through some city streets, trying to find shelter.
Okay, I'm into that. Over the comms, Needsma says, well, if it'll be on the front page, is there a way you can just use a pseudonym for me? My boss, you know how it is with bosses. You work in the food industry, I assume.
Yeah. Looks directly over at my boss.
Standing right here.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize. But, well, other bosses, you know how there are.
I mean, you don't really have to. I mean, at the end of the day, we still need that signature on the receipt. It's the only way we get compensated for this. This is you remember the episode, right? It's from this where they all had that big old pizza party, and then the Celebrate Pizzas, this thing. The only way we get compensated is if we get signature on the receipt.
Yeah, and then the Baron attacked and killed them. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
We wouldn't want to have that happen again.
Nah.
I think this one's a consort. I think you 2 are actually connecting genuinely.
Oh, God, I'm starting to like this guy. Oh, shit.
Welcome to being the rookie.
That's why Laren's the one with the gun.
Okay, so you're again starting at 1 die. Same setup as before.
Yeah.
I can give a different collateral die option.
I love hearing them. What you got?
There's going to be a big thing happening on screen that Dorian has never seen before. It's some of the deleted, the missing footage. And the next action you take is going to be in risky.
Ooh. I'd like that. What if I'm able to get him out and I can hear the audio in the mech? And then I'm like, I gotta get in that mech. I have to hear what's going on.
Awesome.
Oh, God.
So that's 1 extra die.
Yeah.
Laren, you want to help again?
Yeah, how many D6 are we up to?
Dose.
Just 2 right now.
Deuce. Well, they definitely don't want it falling apart right here. But
You're
we
so
are
close.
starting to mount a little bit of stress.
If I remember right, on a risky standard, on a risky great, sorry, because I'm pushing that still, it should still fill out the last 2.
Well, yeah, even with a standard, it'll fill out.
Yeah.
With a standard success. So you only need a 4 or a 5 on a standard roll. You can keep this one controlled standard, and it won't be a problem.
Okay, let's do it. Sure.
Okay.
We will assist.
Okay. How are you and or Mem assisting?
Ooh, good question.
Do you use Mem here? Do you fake an email or something?
I think I would like to use Mem here. The question is how I'd like to do it. Oh, you know what we're gonna do? because they are in the middle of connecting about this episode of Calazar, Dorian might not even need this help. But Mem is still gonna do a Google search for like good quotes from that episode for him to casually drop into that conversation.
Yeah. You're gonna have Mem search the net, figure out what's a good quote. Mem, search good quote to make someone open a door from Calazar.
Query found.
Okay. What is the quote? I do need to hear the quote.
Oh gosh.
Google searching this quote does not exist.
Yeah.
If you want, people could give suggestions if you want.
I mean, honestly, I think it's probably something about pizza bringing people together.
Yeah, there it is.
If you remember that one Pro ZD skit about the pizza joint, it's like making up basically like this slice of life anime about this dude, and it's like super ridiculously overdramatic about this dude having his dream to make pizzas with his brother who's dead now, and all this high drama stuff. I think it is something in that vein.
So we get a great line from our captain, Laren, about pizza bringing people together, and needs must, and you can hear through the comms that he did cry when you said that. He says, okay, all right, you're right, it's what they would have wanted.
Oh my god.
Dorian, give me a 3d6.
Oh my god.
There we go.
Just cannot stop them.
I'm so angry.
For those listening, it is a 2-6-5 now. I have rolled 3 6s in a row.
Incredible.
Beam
We're just
Saber
that
is
good.
so easy.
It's
Nobody else gets to play but Dorian tonight.
Honestly,
I'm so
just
sorry,
with this-
y'all.
We've
with this
rolled
luck, just keep
5
going.
times or rolled 7 times, and 5 of them have been 6s.
That's absurd.
And one was a crit.
Okay, so you complete it, right? There's like a hiss sound as this like big like vault door looking thing unlatches and rolls out. And needs must, who is wearing like this suit and sunglasses, despite the fact that he was piloting a mech, steps out. Now it's just between like this sort of row of serrated teeth, right? And again, he's like, the torso of this giant thing is on the ground. The head of it is over the two of you. So he steps out and says, okay, you wanted to get my picture?
Yeah.
I mean, this is the moment, right? Where we just take the shot.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like Laren's going to take a shot, right?
I think he just takes the shot.
Okay, well, you're gonna have to roll.
Yeah, okay.
I love the energy, but you are gonna need to roll.
So this is gonna be struggle, I'm assuming.
I think this one's actually gonna be a hunt. Because you're not right on top of him again. There is this like row of serrated teeth in between you and him.
Oh, okay.
Can I do a setup action to get Mariner a bit closer within like threatening range to like get the paperwork signed? Be like, all right, we're gonna take a photo right here, and just stand right there, and then.
Yeah, I'm happy to let you take a setup action here. And if either Topo or Azara have ideas around how you could help here as well in terms of setup action, I'm happy for that as well. But let's start at least with Dorian. So, Dorian, this sounds like, again, a sway. It sounds like you're trying to sway this guy into a specific position, basically.
Yeah, just like, I'll basically get it to where he can let us come in closer.
Right.
Because I imagine... So what I imagine is you have like... And correct me if I'm wrong as well, but I imagine you have the gun just kind of like in a holster behind you. And so if we can just get you closer to needs, you can just hand the pizza and then guns right underneath the pizza, fire.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the old gun under the pizza trick.
We knew it was going to happen. We just didn't know when.
Yeah.
I have an idea for how to help too. That's a flashback.
Yeah, please.
I like the idea that Dorian knew this OVA so well that we sort of know when the big dramatic moments are going to happen. Right. I want to do a flashback and try to convince whoever is the person who is like the equivalent of like the person who's like operating. I want to try to convince them to be like, you know, it would really kick ass if you like jacked up the volume super loud at this precise moment to cover the sound of the gunfire.
Just needs a little bit more bass.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
I'm into it. Okay, so that's going to be a flashback. I think that's another 2-stress flashback.
Fine by me,
because you know this is a slightly unusual thing to have gone back and to have done.
It's also it's stressful for Azar because again, I'm trying not to look like I care about this stuff.
Right.
So I was like, oh, I have to act like a nerd.
So this is a sway. I will give you controlled standard on this roll. You're starting at 1 die. Do you want to hear a collateral? Do you want to try to get help? I think somebody else would have to also mark stress for the flashback to help, or you could push yourself for an additional 2 die. Or additional 2 stress, apologies.
I can offer aid as well, too, and be like, no, you want to do it on this part right here? Because in the OVA I saw, it was the effects just hit that well, and there's like a really nice like brass section that comes in right then.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay, so then Dorian, you're going to have to mark 3 stress to help.
Ooh, spicy.
Because it's 2 stress for the flashback, 1 stress to actually help. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yep.
Dorian, can you tell me what your belief is about Azara?
Yeah, Azara's hiding something from us.
Sorry, please go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, that's a great flashback. Do you have what's your collateral die here?
Yeah, I think that my collateral die is that I will start a different. This is not the D6 clock from earlier. This is a D4 clock. And it's basically the suspicion meter for the people running this.
Okay. I kind of like that. I like messy drama. Let's do it.
Perfect. Okay. I'm going to throw another clock on screen. This one will be a D4. And you have 3 dice now, I think.
I sure do have 3 dice. This is a risky...
Controlled. You're still controlled because you all did so well in getting here early. You had the time.
We haven't tripped any alarms yet.
Yeah, I know, and you've gotten only 6s.
Yeah.
Well, can I tell you is that if we do trip an alarm, I have a move that allows me to spend my spark to resist a consequence from such. Don't worry. I was asking to desperate because I was asking for risky because I was like, oh, I could go to desperate because I get another +1d, but 3 is enough, I think.
Sure.
Jesus.
That's another 6.
Yep.
That's one
so
other
no
6.
consequences still. And Laren gets 1 advantage, gets one benefit.
Good lord.
So let's do Cole's/Dorian setup action next. So this is the attempting to manipulate everybody for the photo. Is Dorian taking the photo?
Oh, that's good.
So that it's of Laren and Needs?
Oh, yeah, I think so. I think if Dorian knows that Laren has the gun.
Right.
But, oh, God.
Mm-hmm.
If Dorian is standing closer to the mouth, though, they can hear the audio of the OVA, and that's what they really want right now.
And also this roll is risky to start. So you're risky standard right now.
I do want that desperate, that XP for rolling desperate.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love for you to go desperate great.
You hear the audience chanting in the background, desperate, desperate.
As always, I will be going desperate. I will be pushing myself.
Let's go.
How are you doing on stress, buddy?
I got 2 slots left. I'm fine.
Oh, yeah, 2 is fine.
That's
Look,
so
listen.
much stress.
Get a scar on your first one. Let's go, Power Gamer.
Listen, when I played Blades in the Dark, I think I got 2 scars in 1 session.
Incredible.
Oh my god.
King shit.
Speedrun, baby.
Okay, so let's see. Let's figure this out. So you were at risky standard.
Mm-hmm.
You went desperate great.
Yep.
You've marked 2 stress to push yourself, which means that you're at 2 dice right now.
Yeah. And this is all for a setup action.
No, I know. And Laren, I don't think Laren can help because you are specifically like, you're the person getting the help here.
Right.
Yeah.
If you can figure out a way for Topo to help, I'd be happy, Mark. But otherwise, I think it's just a 2d6 or a collateral die could happen.
Yeah, I think I'm just on support right now still.
And no worries.
Yeah.
I think I'm good right now. I'm going to go ahead and roll the dice.
Please.
I got a 5.
So, this is great. We finally have a 5. You do get the success, right? I think what happens on screen is it was the continuation of them, like, you know, running down the street in the rain or whatever. And then what happens is the real, in this case, animated noontide squall shows up overhead of these two characters and just like starts raining bullets down on them, and they like dive into the building. And so you're distracted, right? Dorian is distracted by that. Because this is never before seen footage for Dorian.
It's like everybody in the audience like losing their minds.
Exactly. Yeah. I think, Dorian, this is just harm. I think this is going to be, because this was desperate that you pushed yourself to, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's true.
This is a desperate consequence.
Oh, God.
So I would like to resist this.
No, I understand that. Trust me. I think that what this harm is, if it hits, right, is a level 3 harm. I think the level 3 harm is fanboying.
Oh my God.
That's maybe a little bit. That's maybe too. I think what it is, I'll break it up. Here's what I'm going to do. Here's what I'm going to do for you. This is a level 2 harm fanboying, which is, of course, completely reasonable. The earlier thing I said, that was ridiculous. But a level 2 harm fanboying, no problems there. And the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to tick this suspicious organizers clock by 1. So it'd be 1 of 4. You could separately resist these 2 different things.
Dorian's such a fucking fanboy.
Mm-hmm.
So I won't be resisting that, but I will be like, oh shit. Just like looking at the screen, leaning back so I can hear the audio, catch the eye of one of the organizers and go, oh shit, fuck. And just immediately go, all right, let's get that photo real quick. What kind of resist is this? Is this a resolve, insight?
It's one of those 2, and you have 2 in both of them. So I think just give me a 2d6.
All right.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! You
great.
relieve some stress.
You heal a stress.
This is honestly the most insane.
A series of successes.
It's absurd.
This is what you get when you get me playing this game. This is what I do every day. High risk, high reward, baby. Woo!
That's right.
Every day I wake up and I hack the Roll20 system to give me negative success.
What's this look like? Cole, for Dorian, how do you heal a stress here?
It's Dorian just like looking at the footage and recognizing the broadcaster or one of the organizers in the corner, and then looks at one of the mechs and realizes that someone is actually recording the the OVA and pirating it and going, oh, I can see this whole entire thing later.
Uh-huh.
And that's just like enough to knock them back into focus.
Incredible. Okay, so now to the actual thing happening here. Now that we're done with setup actions. So what that ended up being, it was 1 standard success for a setup and 1 great success for a setup. So I'm going to count that as 3 separate benefits.
Oh boy, okay.
So you're trying to just shoot this guy to kill him, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, you cannot just kill him with a standard effect.
Okay.
You would know enough, like, even though he looks like he was wearing a suit, right? There's probably some kind of, bulletproof something happening here.
So we got to get a headshot. Okay.
I think that's what you want to go for. You are starting in, I think this one's got to be starting risky standard, because you are right in it, right? You've got a loaded gun hidden underneath a pizza box.
Mm-hmm. I don't think I can get multiple dice from the assists, can I?
I think, because that would be help. You can't do multiple helps. And technically, I shouldn't have let us do multiple setups either, but I wanted to get more of, Azara on screen and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So what I think I'll let you do is I think 2 of those could be dice.
Okay. Then let's improve the effect.
Okay.
And yeah, we're going to take the 2 dice, and we are also going to push ourselves.
Okay. So that's risky great 4 dice, I think.
3. If we're doing hunt, I have 0 dice.
No. Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Was one of the helps to get him to come closer?
Yeah. So here's what I'll say. I think it would be risky standard if it's hunt. I would say that it is risky limited if it's skirmish, that you are within range, you could roll it, but you're just starting at limited instead. Because you are shooting him with a gun.
I think it comes out to the exact same thing either way, right? Because either I start with 1 die and I add 2 dice and I improve the position twice, or I start with 0 dice and I improve the position once and I get 3 dice.
Or exchange position for effect.
Or you're right,
desperate
effect.
Get that free XP.
Yeah.
Free XP.
So you could go to desperate great with 2 die, I think?
Well, it'd be...
3 die. Yeah, desperate great 3 die. That's pretty good.
Because if we're doing struggle?
Oh yeah, if you're doing struggle. So let's math this out.
So we're starting with 1. I've got 3 from the assists.
Right.
2 of those one of those is going into getting us to
risky standard.
And
then you're
the
at
other
3
2
dice.
are going into dice, so we're up to 3 dice, so it becomes 4 dice because I'm also pushing myself.
And then
I go to desperate great.
So I think desperate great 46. That sounds pretty good.
Let's go.
This is where the ones come out.
Yep.
Yeah, right.
Oh no!
I almost called it. That was close.
You got a 4.
3,
Okay,
1,
so that's a 4.
3.
So, what happens here? First of all, you shoot him. Right?
Yeah.
That just happens. Right? And I think that, Ghost was successful. The audio does go up, and it is. You were right. Right? Jake Azara was right. Like, this is a cool moment because it's actually like a missile launch, like a big missile barrage from Tempestia onto these 2 people.
It's like well known for being like how Dunkirk was really well known for being like a super intense sound experience.
Yeah.
This is like it's like overwhelmingly.
Right. So that totally works, and it masks the sound of this gunshot perfectly, right? So there's no issues there. However, what's going to happen here as this desperate consequence is I'm going to tick the organizers get suspicious 3 times. Because even though there's a silencer, and even though, this was blocked, there's still like a momentary bright flash. Right? And if the organizers are looking out... No, I know. You timed it out well. But also the organizers don't want people taking photos.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
So the organizers don't know there was a gun, but they're 1 step away from like going and investigating what's happening here. We don't need to get gruesome with what happens with this guy, but he's dead. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
and I think Laren does the thing where he like catches him as he's falling and just carries him back into the cockpit.
Totally.
Dorian pockets the camera, quickly grabs the leg, steps over the teeth, and just kind of punches over, shuffling as fast as possible.
Right. So you all are in the cockpit. The cockpit of this thing, again, the cockpit's actually in the torso section here of this like larger mech. The cockpit itself looks like pristine. Like, this is a guy who did his absolute utmost to have like the perfect presentation at all times. You also spot that just for today, in addition to the notebook, which you immediately spot, he has a whole bunch of like CalazCon merch, like CalazCon merch. Like, he clearly went to like Artist Alley before this, and just the cockpit is filled with merch today. It's stacked all neatly and nicely, but it means that it's kind of hard for both of you to be in the cockpit at once. You can do it, but I think doing actions is here together is risky. With that being said, what is the plan from here?
I have an idea.
Okay.
And I would say this over the comms, and I would say to Laren, I think we might need Topo for this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You all should go appease those workers, because we don't want anybody coming over here anytime soon. The two of you should do that. Topo should make a distraction of some kind to get everybody's attention out of here. I'll sneak in and I'll take this stuff, and we in and out, easy peasy.
So you could do that. What I will say is that leaving this thing here will mean that, like, the organizers, like, figure out that a murder happened.
True.
Like, you all could pilot this thing out of here. Like, wait out till the end of the movie.
Yeah. Oh, I meant get in and steal the tech and then get out.
Oh, two of them are already in the cockpit.
Oh, sorry.
Laren and Dorian have gotten in.
Okay.
Now, I do think it's a good idea for Topo to deal with the
we still should
protesters.
Yeah,
I think it's a
that's
good
what I was
idea.
thinking. That's what I was
If
thinking.
there had been more fails, I would have been taking actions there.
We should basically draw people's attention away from this as much as possible.
I was going to say, we do have a remote. There's an option, the pilot gear for remote vehicle control. There we go.
So are you going to install that? Because typically that's in your own mech, right?
That's true. I mean,
I'm not opposed to it, but also one of you could just stay around inside the Nightjar
And just pilot.
it with a corpse in here.
with a corpse in here. Boss, what are you thinking?
It'd be a little bit grim.
It's fine.
It would be, actually. That would be very distracting. Oh, I need to pick up the body and get the art pieces out of the way real quick. This is someone's hard work.
Well, at the very least, make sure that PizZA disappears and get rid of that photo.
Already 2 slices in.
So let me just lay things out, because I think that we could talk this out several times, right?
Mm-hmm.
One of the two of you, because you are the only two who are out of your mechs, right? One of the two of you needs to probably go back to the food truck.
Yeah.
Because otherwise the organizers will get suspicious. Just like, I will continue to take this because, hey, nobody's manning this food truck that these people convinced us to let in. Right? So I think that has to happen.
Yeah.
I think that a thing that we could have Topo do is Topo could, like, do something with the protesters.
Messing with the protesters. Yep.
Yeah.
100%.
Which could, I think, give you all space to do something else with this mech, like have it leave without, narratively drawing
the
more
other
suspicion.
way.
Yeah.
I think that if it's between Laren or Dorian, being forced to sit in a mech with a body for an hour, Laren would probably try to spare Dorian that experience.
Yeah,
Sure. So I think Dorian's gonna have to go back to the food truck.
Yeah.
Topo, let's jump to you.
Yeah. So I'm just watching all of this happen. I haven't got any comms about it yet.
Well, you got that one message saying, hey, we're going to deliver pizza to this guy and then kill him.
Yeah, and I saw the gun flash and then them go inside the mech, so I'm probably assuming that it went well.
Right.
If someone wants to send me a text about the escape plan, I'm totally happy to go down and mess with some protesters.
Yeah. I would say, I think Mem could essentially send a message saying, like, mission successful.
Right.
Need opening to extract.
Got it.
Right.
Got it.
Topo, if you want help with that too, there's not really any more reason for me to be in here. So
Yeah. Are the protesters on which side are they on?
They're south. So I've drawn a line here. You've got your building that's sort of like right up against this, and there's this long line. They are south below this line. There are a number of security mechs that I just haven't placed. I can just move some of these folks around. I think that it's just mostly these, like,
Big friends.
Big friends. Thank you. Thank you for reminding me with the names of these braces. So I think it's these braces here. I'm going to move a couple of them down to here. Right. And they're basically, like, stationed every, X X yards, like every hundreds of yards or so. And they're not like attacking the protesters. They're mostly letting the protesters attack them. That would be a little bit grim. But anytime that one of the protesters gets too close, they like swat at it with one of these arms. Yeah. Well, not even try to hit because they're just people.
Yeah. Just letting him know that's bad idea.
That's the state.
Cool. Yeah, I think Topo takes a moment to decide, like, who deserves it more. And I think I'm just going to jump down off of here and run across the line between the mechs and the protesters and just spray the mechs with check off a machine gun. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Let's go.
And just like spraying with machine gun and then book it.
Okay, there's no world where this isn't risky.
Yeah, totally risky.
It's at least risky. Okay, all right.
And the intention here is to like embolden the protesters or draw some of the mechs away or just cause a ruckus.
Totally. God, I think this is more a maneuver than a battle.
Yeah, for sure.
Because you're about going fast and like trying to draw them away, right?
Yeah, I'm not trying to do any damage. I'm just like give them some guff and then booking it.
Okay.
If I can help in this circumstance, I would love to help.
Yeah, you could have been moving that whole time. How are you helping?
Yeah, I think I see you jump down, and I think I see what you're doing immediately.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if I would burn a quirk, but one of my quirks is quickfire camouflage, and I like the idea of like causing even more chaos by like almost like zipping in and out of sight.
Sure. Nice. So when you are in a mech and you're helping someone, you help them by burning quirks.
Oh, cool.
Okay, cool.
It's not
then
stress.
I will burn that quirk.
Okay. Do you have a belief about Topo?
I sure do, which is Topo and I are both outsiders. They've got my back.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, that's interesting. It seems like you have their back right now.
You know?
Okay, so that's an extra
my
die.
connection with him is with them is folks say he's too quiet, but I totally get it and respect him for it.
Hell yeah, buddies, quiet buddies.
Yeah, we are buds.
The Bash Brothers over here.
Okay, so you're at risky standard. These things are the same tier as you. You got a benefit. You got an extra die. So you're at 2d6 right now. Are you going?
So can you tell me how quirks use on my side, or how that works on my side?
Yeah, I might actually.
I've got like reflexive camouflage and low profile and stuff like that.
Yeah, so you can push yourself in a mech, right?
Mm-hmm.
By again marking one quirk, like burning a quirk.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna hit low profile because
totally
it's pretty. Like I'm not a big old bulky mech. Yeah, so that's just helping, like diving in, like maybe even like scooting in between the legs of the mechs and just like flustering them while I just like pepper them with, it might chip their paint or whatever, but it's mostly just to draw their attention.
Totally.
What if the camera like cuts from this to what's on the OVA and it's like something very similar, like we're doing similar movements?
Oh, hell yes, I'm into that.
Yeah, they're dodging away from the fire from Tempestia and that's the same kind of thing that I'm doing. It just cuts back and forth.
I think it's more than that. I think specifically the man has lost track of the woman and loaded up into his mech, which, let me tell you, is also a quadruped like your mech.
Huh.
Nice.
Cool. I love this. I'm into this.
So I'm at risky standard right now?
Risky standard, I think 3 die.
With 3 dice?
Yeah.
Let's push it. Let's go desperate. Great.
Desperate.
I love to hear that.
I love it.
Yeah.
Always a good roll.
That's our motto.
4d6.
Make sure you mark XP.
Yep, make sure everybody who's done a desperate marks XP.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I'm good with 4d6 now. Let's see what happens.
Okay, so that's a 5. So you've successfully drawn their attention. What I'm going to say this narratively does is it means that the organizer's suspicion, specifically for like the murder, is not going up. Because the organizer's attention has moved, right? I also think that what this means is that, Dorian, you're able to get back to the pizza truck, no problem. So let's go ahead. I'm going to throw you back over into this zone. We didn't have a pizza truck icon. We're going to have to fix that.
Absolutely, this pizza truck will be coming back.
Yeah.
It will be returning.
The pizza truck,
pizza truck will return.
The mobile command center.
Yeah, but there is a desperate consequence here.
Mm-hmm.
And I think what happens here is I'm going to split the desperate consequences between the two of you, because you were doing sort of a joint thing, right? So I think that Homer gets the worst of it. I think that Homer is going to get level 2 damage.
Ooh, yeah.
I think this is the level 2 damage, just bullet-ridden.
Mm-hmm.
So add that to your sheet. You can resist this. This is resistible.
I think I will resist it. Yeah.
Okay. And then over for our infiltrator, for Like a Fox, I think this is the level 1. I think this is honestly just like bashed. Like, I think what happened was not even intentionally, but one of these big old boys just accidentally like knocks into you as you're going in and out of, camo.
That's very fair.
Both of these are resistible. So it sounds like, Mark, we're going to get a resist from you.
Yeah. Sounds like expertise.
Definitely expertise.
Okay, cool. Ooh, okay. 5.
So that is just
and that goes on my stress, or where does that go?
This is a great question. I cannot recall. I'm looking it up right now whether or not you burn quirks.
You burn quirks. If you're resisting damage in a vehicle, you don't spend stress. You just burn quirks.
That's what I thought. Okay. So it's one more quirk going away here.
Cool. I think I'll put that on my reflexive camouflage because that makes the most sense.
Totally.
So they're trying to lock onto me with their whatever, and it knocks it down one. Right.
Yeah, so it's a level 1 now.
Awesome.
I think this is just like scratched paint job, basically.
Yeah.
Jake, are you going to have Like a Fox resist this?
I don't think so.
Okay. So we've got bashed and scratched paint job. Very reasonable. So now the question is, do you all just wait it out? The other 2 mechs can just bounce.
Mm-hmm.
Is this the case where you 2 bounce and we get Laren and we get Dorian just watching the rest of this film?
That sounds about right.
I'm having Laren keep the comm on so I can hear the audio at least. Like a bad MP3 rip that you grabbed from LimeWire.
I'm in a real pickle here because my belief about Laren is that I have to keep an eye on him.
Right.
But I don't think it's worthwhile to do that here.
Right.
Even though I think it's a bad idea. I don't know what's going on, but I think it's to get out of here.
Totally. So you all could leave at this point. The two of, as I already said, Topo and Azari, you can just be gone.
Yeah, we're out.
If you want, but you could also not be gone, right? It is fictionally, Schrodinger's fictional cat right now.
Yeah.
But Laren and Dorian, you have a choice. You can either sit here and watch the rest of the film, or Laren, you could either bounce just grabbing the notebook tech thing out of this, or you could pilot the mech away.
I personally would rather pilot the mech away because I feel like I'm probably a little bit better at that.
Sure.
Than whatever I need to do to get this little piece of tech.
Totally.
The real question is, do we have a place? Can we do a flashback for securing a place with the farm upstate to stash this?
Sure. Totally. Totally. That's a very reasonable. You were saying that even before you all got here, that you were going to grab the whole mech. So I'll have that just be a 1 stress flashback.
Okay.
You don't have to roll or anything. That's just 1 stress for it to be true.
All right. Yeah, I'll take it.
Okay. So if you're going to go ahead and try to maneuver this thing away, I think this is, again, risky because, again, it is weird that you're leaving partway through the film. It's been 35 minutes, 45 minutes, something like that.
Yeah. I do think I'd kind of rather do it this way, though.
Sure,
just because
totally.
I am also worried about the escort coming back. We don't know when that's going to happen. And Laren is not going to successfully pretend to be this guy.
Totally. So I'm into that. So I think this is a risky standard. The other thing I'm going to say is that, is Dorian also going to leave? Like, does Dorian pack up the food truck and leave?
I think Dorian does like the whole thing of just like, I'm going to wait another 20 minutes. I'm going to do a last call and then pack up the truck and leave.
Yeah.
Okay, so in that case, I think this is two different roles.
Okay.
Jake or Mark, I would let Azara or Topo help here in terms of just marking stress to say that, like, you're doing other shit. You tell me what the shit is, but you're doing other shit in the background to, like, bring attention.
Just causing havoc elsewhere.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think, I mean, it makes the most sense to be kind of like ducking in and out in my camo and just like taking a couple shots here and there.
Totally.
Keep them occupied.
Notably, though, you all, if you're staying in your vehicles, you would be getting rid of quirks to help. Oh, no, sorry. Helping is always with stress. Helping is always with stress. Sorry.
And it's one stress, right?
It is one stress because right now you have one beliefs with each other. Does Topo have a belief with Laren right now?
Yes. Laren thinks he's just quote unquote lucky, but everyone knows where he really gets it from.
Oh
my gosh. And explosions in the background.
Yep.
Okay, so that's a help there. So you're in risky standard. You have 2 in maneuver. You get a 1 benefit. I'm going to guess that's a die for you.
Yes.
Okay, give me a 3d6. Unless you want to, again, push yourself. This thing doesn't have quirks, so the way that it works if you steal a vehicle, I'm glad that we're already here. They're doing the weird stuff. If you steal a vehicle, you would just mark to that vehicle's like clock to like destroy it to push it. But you can do that.
No.
Okay. 3 dice is good enough?
Yeah, I think we're going to go with 3 dice.
Okay, give me a risky standard.
Let's see here. Is effect going to matter here at all? Because I could be spending my spark here if I want.
What I will say is that, as a fan of the players, if you spend your spark here, you will make Dorian's action easier.
All right, doing it then.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's Bright Idea. You may spend your spark to have a great effect regardless of factors when making a vehicle action roll or to resist a consequence that affects a fire team. We're going with the first option.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Bright Idea is going to come in the form of more support from Mem.
Oh, sure.
Since this is making life easier for Dorian,
Yeah.
I think a lot of it is just going to be like status updates specifically to them of like where everybody else in the squad is and like more basically like more heads up display nonsense with like little AR like paths of, you know, like where everybody has been.
Okay. Yeah, I'm into that. Okay, so that is risky great now, 3d6.
Hey, my turn to get a
And the
6.
6s keep coming.
Oh my god.
What is it that you do that like convinces everybody here that you're leaving in like a huff? Or like you're leaving for some reason, maybe you were called away or something. Like, what's the excuse that you're like giving through your action?
I want to make it seem like the pizza was just so bad. Like the pizza was just so bad, but I don't know how to communicate that through like mech body language.
Just like toss a pizza box out the window.
Yeah. You toss it out of the cockpit, like, and it looks like the night jar underneath this thing is like vomiting the pizza out.
Yeah, there we go.
So good.
That's incredible. Okay. And you get it away. You have done both of the things. The mission is done. You just need to get the hell out of here. The last person, speaking of, who needs to get the hell out of here is Dorian. You left the baby alone. You left the rookie alone.
Sometimes you gotta let him fly, you know?
So, as I promised, this is going to be controlled, not risky, right? And I think that actually works narratively really well because everybody now is like stopped ordering the pizzas because everybody in their mechs is like, well, I don't want to have it. That guy threw away this pizza. It doesn't seem like
Yeah, he's a contest winner. He got it for free.
Exactly. So that's why this is controlled. It's standard as well. I think that what this is it's still a sway, right? More than it is a maneuvering away. Because really what this is the period before you leave and like selling it to everyone that you're like considering leaving early and etc.
Can I actually justify it as prowl because I'm trying to do this very discreetly? And it's the thing of like when you go into a restaurant and you don't realize what time it is and they're just like very subtly closing. They're going around. You're like enjoying your meal. You're like the last customers. You look up, you realize like chairs have been flipped over on one half the room that you can't really see. And the sugar caddy's been removed and the ketchup bottles are all being cleaned.
Okay. Yeah, okay. I wasn't on board, but then you talked about it as if like invisible people were cleaning up. And I think that justifies it as prowl, sure.
I say it because I've done it so many times.
Totally.
I'm not even going to push myself. I'm not even going to ask for a collateral die. I'm going to go strange for a second. I should have done better.
Hey, it's cold.
I might have something here just in case. But go ahead.
Well, you might need it because guess what? One tick I'm going to place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to resist that, and I know how I do it.
Well, hold on. First of all, I need you to know what is the thing you do that like convinces the what is the thing that you do that the organizers see? Like, how do you fuck up?
Out of habit, because it's the food truck, we have an ice machine. We have to dump out the ice, or else we get or else it starts like molding in the ice machine, and I'm supposed to clean that out. And I kind of just like opened it without even thinking, dumped all the ice out, and it was already in there. And one of the organizers saw me do that.
Sure. It seems like Jake has a plan here.
So I have a move called Shadow. You may spend your spark to resist a consequence from detection or security measures, or to push yourself for a feat of athletics or stealth. So you don't have to burn stress if you don't want to. I can spend my spark to resist this for you.
Well, I might take that, but the other idea was just like if one of the broadcasters comes over and says, "Hey, why are you leaving early?" I'm like, "Look, we're not making money from this. Here's a few cred." And we have load for bribes, and I would like to give them a bribe.
Oh, that's good.
Okay, so I think I'm really curious to hear how Azara helps here. Like, how Azara takes the resistance. I think that we should do that.
I was thinking about in the flashback that I had where I told them to bump up the sound. I think, much like I did in the earlier episode, I maybe swiped one of their comms, and I would, over the radio, would say something like, "The processors are getting too much, we need everybody out here," or something like that.
Ooh, I like that more.
Okay, yeah, that's really good. I like the idea of us getting Ghost being, sneaky. That's fun. But here's the thing that I think this does, though. I think that, yes, this isn't ticked, but I think that this does mean, like, narratively, because now a whole bunch more people are on the sort of periphery, right? I think that now this means that we do need one more roll from Dorian to, like, actually drive the truck past them.
Oh, sure.
That makes sense. I could see it being a finesse roll as well, too, just like trying to avoid...
So it depends on what approach you take, right? I think we get Dorian in the driver's seat of this pizza truck, and you drive up to, you tell me which way you're going, north, east, or south. West is the giant screen. You can't go, you don't drive through that.
Oh, that would be.
That rule we have about not stopping the broadcast? Fuck it.
Yeah.
I mean, the broadcast is continuing, just only 75% of it.
And
Yeah,
just
exactly.
the screen is the thing that's happening. The broadcast is still going on.
Right, yeah. So it's actually fine to do.
I know the whole squad has gone south. I'm probably going to have to go north.
Sure. So you go north, and you reach basically functionally a checkpoint now of these like two massive units, two massive mechs, these braces. And one of them overcomes like their legs too close for you to drive by. I mean, maybe you could drive in between the legs, but that would be even more suspicious. They say, overcomes, they say, is it PizZA? How do you pronounce that? Yeah,
Pizza, 30-second delivery or else.
30-second? Gee.
Or 30-minute delivery or else, sorry.
Oh, okay. You new here?
That was an old promo.
It's an old pro? Okay, well, I guess I missed it. I can see why you discontinued it. Anyway, PizZA, why are you leaving? We weren't supposed to let anybody through yet.
It's last call, man. Listen, it's last call. I'm tired. I've had people yelling about me about the quality of their pizza, saying it should have been free for how much the tickets are. And, like, my boss just fucking left me here just to deal with it on my own. I just want to go home.
Well, you've turned this into a sway.
I know.
There was a way it could have been a prowl, but now it is a sway. Okay, so that's one die that you're starting with. This is risky standard.
Yeah. What's a collateral die look like?
God, what does a collateral die look like?
Alternatively, what does a bribe get me?
I think a bribe is a whole other thing, whether or not you have that. I guess, is that on your sheet that you could mark? I don't think that would.
Yeah, it's part of the pilot gear at the very bottom.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay, so I mean, you'd have to tell me how you're going to get a bribe to these people in these mechs. Like, they're piloting. You can't just hand them a bribe.
I mean, it does say that it costs a personnel or materiel. Do we have any?
Right. You don't have any of those right now.
Mm.
And bad news about how Red is going to be using your personnel and materiel, because he's going to be using all of it.
Well, shit. Then I will not be using the bribe, but I will be... what does a collateral die look like?
Yeah. So I think that what the collateral die is that this clock, the 4-step one, is going to complete, but after you've left. So basically what this means is that Empress Gold and the other organizers are going to know that, like, something fishy happened here with PizZA, but they won't know that it was the DFS. They won't know that you did a murder, etc.
Mm-hmm.
But they're going to know for sure, going forward, if you run into Empress Gold or any of their ilk again, they're going to be suspicious of y'all. That's the collateral.
Oh, I love it, Messy. Are y'all okay if I say yes to this?
Yeah.
Super good.
Yes.
All right, cool,
Sure.
cool.
I wrote down Empress Gold. Is this actually the secret villain?
They're kind of a villain. Yeah, they bulldozed a whole bunch of people's homes.
I would like to declare Empress Gold as my rival.
Don't tempt me. I would love a rival. I could get to do some stuff.
I mean, honestly, I'm surprised the whole lot of us haven't rivaled Tempestia.
You should. That would be so much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was saving it for someone special, but you're right.
Hey, yeah, we've got a downtime coming up. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's true. We got plenty of time for rivals.
Mm-hmm.
So.
But yeah, fuck these guys.
Okay. So that's 2 dice, I think.
Yep.
Again, somebody else could help. Maybe we could get Jake doing something here.
Yeah, I think, again, trying to pull these guys' attention away.
Right.
I'm sort of imagining that Topo and Azar are just zipping through the streets, causing chaos.
Yep.
Right.
And I can sort of imagine now that you're outside of the sort of bubble, I can hear Dorian talking to these two and be like, oh, he probably needs some assistance over there, and just zipping by them really quickly in a way that it's not a car, so it wouldn't work this way, but driving by them and splashing them with water and or something.
Yeah,
it could.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Maybe they left a big gash in the ground.
Yeah.
From when they flattened this, and it's just filled with rainwater, and you just jump into that.
Yeah.
Okay. Mark a stress, and then, hey, what is Azar's belief about Dorian?
Dorian is too eager for this, quote, work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's 2 bonus dice. You're at 3 die. Risky standard.
All right, let's see what we got. There we go. There's the 6.
Mm-hmm. There we go.
And you speed off into the night, scot-free. And only later, after the film has finished, does Empress Gold go, I think there's something up with those pizza people. But as you're leaving, I think we get Topo and Azara and Dorian and Laren all sort of meeting up, at this set place. I think you can still see the screen because it's massive, right? And what you spot as you hand this mech over to the farm upstate is someone who looks very much like a young Red, your legislator, squaring off against Tempestia for one of the many times that happened. Good job.
Woo.
Super easy.
Thanks for listening to CalazCon. This episode was edited and sound balanced by Christine Blight. You can reach her for voice acting at CVBlight@gmail.com. The show's music is by Devin Nelson. You can find all of their work at devindecibel.com. If you'd like to support CalazCon, you can find us on Patreon at patreon.com/CalazCon. Please tell your friends about the show too. Remember, all glory to Calazar!